Hey, today I'm going to show you 4 blues bass lines that you should have in your toolbox. See you inside the video. Hey, it's James here from eBass Guitar and welcome to the second part of our series Toolbox bass lines. Today we're covering blues. I'm going to show you 4 really foundational blues bass lines that you should have in your arsenal. Now, being a great bass player isn't about knowing every song that was written, every bass line that was played, every bass player who ever recorded. It's about knowing what to play when and what bass lines you need in your toolbox. So we're going to go through 4 fundamental blues styles and I'm going to show you what to play and what you should know. Let's crack on with the video. So bass line number 1 is simply called shuffle 8th notes. And what we're going to do is we're going to put this across an 8-bar blues sequence. So first of all, let me play this so you can hear what it sounds like. So this is super simple, but the simplicity can often make it very, very tough to execute really well. So let me talk about what I mean. We're just going to play 2 notes per beat, like so. But I want a small gap in the middle, a little bit of daylight, and then I want you to be able to repeat that round and round. Without deviating. Then I simply want you to put that through the 8-bar chord sequence, which is simply 2 bars of G to 2 bars of C to a bar of D to a bar of C to a bar of G to a bar of D. Now that might seem simple and straightforward, but it can be so hard to play that consistently without deviating. And one of the things I challenge my students to do is see if you can play that without deviating, without making a mistake, without missing a note for 5 minutes straight. It's harder than you think. Get that down. This is the foundation of great blues bass playing. So let's play it once more with the backing track. So that, as I said, is a deceptive challenge. Let's move on to bass line number 2. And this is called the major pentatonic home position. And it starts on a 2nd finger. And this is the bass line that I want you to play. So what I want to do is play that through the 8-bar blues sequence so you can hear what you're aiming for first of all. So in bass line number 1, we went from playing short notes like so, We now gone to playing long notes. With the short notes, we had to use our left hand or fretting hand to create the note length, like so. Again, we use our fretting hand to create the long notes this time, and every note needs to seamlessly lead into each other. So it sounds like this. That is the basic riff that we're going to move through the chord sequence. So what that riff is a G, a B, a D, and then two notes on the end, E, D, like so. And I want you to use the one finger per fret technique. So the fingering I'm using. So that, as I said, is a deceptive challenge. Let's move on to bass line number 2. And this is called the major pentatonic home position, and it starts on a second finger, and this is the bass line that I want you to play. So to play that pattern, we just move it up to the C on our second finger like that, and then up to the D at the 5th fret on the A string, like so. So you may want to practice each riff individually, moving them through the chords and then put them over the chord sequence, and you'll end up with this. Guys, we are halfway through this video, and I've got a really quick favor to ask. If you're not subscribed to the E-Bass Guitar YouTube channel, please can you hit the red subscribe button, which is somewhere around this video. And what this means for you is you'll be the first to know when a new lesson goes live. And at the time of making this video, we are releasing 2 videos every single week on the E-Bass Guitar YouTube channel. And what this means for us is the more subscribers we get on the channel, the more we can keep growing it and the more great free bass educational content we can put out. So please hit that red subscribe button, which is somewhere around this video, and it'll be a win-win for absolutely everybody. So let's move on to bass line number 3. In examples number 1 and number 2, we've used what's called the shuffle groove. And what that means is within each beat, the first note is typically longer than the second note. So we're going to do it ba, 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 ba. But we are going back to a straight groove where each note is equally placed. So we get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, which gives it a very, very different feel. So we are going to use what's called the minor pentatonic scale. You may also hear it called the blues scale, but we're going to use what I call the 4 power notes from that. So let me show you what it sounds like, then we'll take it apart. This is the riff in isolation. So 1 bar riff, let's take that apart. So we start off with 2 Gs, and then we go to the 2 G octaves. Then we go to the flattened 7, 2 of those. Then we play the 5th, and then back to the flattened 7th. So that gives us 8 notes in total. And then we can move that through the 3 chords. So we've got the G, then we can move it into C, then we can move it to D. And and that will give us everything we need to know. Now the three power notes are the root, the fifth, the flattened seventh, and the octave, and this gives us a really nice, very distinguishable shape on the fretboard, the box shape, like so. And once you've got this riff down, there is a ton you can experiment using those four notes. So let's play it once more with the backing track, and you can hear it in action. Now for bass line number 4, we're going to look at the slow blues, and we're going to use what's called a 12/8 feel, which is really cool, gives us this very much triplet or 3 note per beat sound, which works great at slower tempos. And we are going to use the major pentatonic forward position with this bass line. But let me play it with the backing track first of all, so you can hear it in action, and we'll take it apart. So let me play the bass line in isolation. So let's take that apart. So what we're going to do is we're going to play 2 Gs, then we're going to slide into the B on the E string at the 7th fret, and play 2 of those. Then we're going to play 2 Ds, which falls directly under the first finger, and then we're going to go to E, G, E, and I want you to slide into that E, like so. And those are on the 7th and 5th frets respectively. So we end up with this. And the beautiful thing about this major pentatonic forward position, where we shift forward down the neck, is there's beautiful opportunities for slides in there, which sounds super, super cool. And also the notes fall really nicely under the fingers using the box shape. So the great thing is once you've got that down, is you can move it through the 2 other chords. So in C it would be this. And then in D it'd be this. Really, really powerful, particularly at those slower tempos. So let's listen to it once more with the backing track. There you have it, that's the end of today's lesson. Those 4 bass lines you will find at blues jam sessions all over the world. Make sure you try them out over the full 12-bar blues sequence as well, because they will work equally well. So guys, that's it for today. If you've enjoyed this lesson, please head over to ebassguitar.com and check out the Bass Lab Plus, because there is a full blues course in there which will take you right from playing your very first notes of blues all the way to giving you all the skills you need to confidently rock up to a blues jam session. So make sure you check that out. That is in the Bass Lab Plus. I will put the Bass Lab Plus in the description below, which is my private members training program.